Hey, what's up everybody, Shadow here, welcome back to another video. Glad you guys can stop by. Today, as you guys can see, we are in Counter-Strike doing a little bit of surfing. I just pre-recorded this footage for you guys while I talk about the main topic, which is Counter-Strike, and specifically the trading scene of Counter-Strike. Now, as you guys can see here from the gameplay, I did get myself a brand new knife. I got myself a factory new Tiger Tooth gut knife. I renamed it Tony's Comin' because Tony the Tiger is a tiger, and Tony is coming to eat you because it's a tiger tooth, and tigers eat food with their teeth. So that it makes sense. It makes sense if you sort of think about it. But anyway, I did get myself another knife. The last time I had a knife, I actually got scammed out of it. I made a whole video on it previously. It was a few months ago, and at that point I pretty much just stopped doing the whole trading scene of Counter-Strike, but I'm back in it. But even though I've only been gone for a couple months, the amount of sharking and scamming attempts are unreal, and that has not stopped at all. Which brings me to the main topic of this video. You see this knife right here? I actually didn't buy this knife straight off the market. I used a couple of my older skins, and I bought a well-worn knife, and I ended up trading a bunch of knives and skins, and after quite some time I ended up getting this factory new Tiger Tooth, and it looks incredible. Well, during my time trading and trying to get people to trade with me and barter with me and offer me prices and stuff like that, I ran into a lot of scammers, and a lot of the scammers were pretty concrete, bare bones, the same ones that I talked about in my old video. But this time, I think I have actually interacted with the dumbest scammer that I have ever seen in my life on YouTube in general. This is probably the dumbest scammer I've ever encountered. Before we start story time with Shadow, I just want to let you guys know throughout this video I'm going to be throwing in some of our interactions, just screenshots of what we talked to each other about and how he tried to scam me, including a lot of points that I'll bring up later in the story. So I'll end up going into that when that time comes. But anyway, let's get started. So it all started a couple days ago. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I was pretty tired. I was pretty chill. I already did all my homework, and I was just going to go ahead and check out some offers, see if I could find someone to trade my knife with. Maybe turn a profit, I don't know. And some guy had actually hit me up with a friend request. Pro tip: if you ever post a public offer for a trade and someone adds you, don't add them back, because most likely they'll spend the time being able to message you, and they'll be trying to convince you that their trade is legit and you should go ahead and trade them for whatever of the miscellaneous scam reasons that they can come up with. But anyway, so this dude hits me up, he adds me, and I pretty much know all they can do as far as scamming goes, so I'm like, what the heck, I'll humor him. Maybe for the one chance he might actually be a legitimate person, he might actually want to trade. That was not the case, unfortunately. So the dude hit me up. He said, hey man, I'm looking to trade for your knife right there. I said, yeah, sure, what do you have? So I looked at his inventory real quick. He had literally nothing. He had cases and some really cheap 3-cent skin drops from just playing the game. So pretty much saw he had nothing. I said, what are we gonna do? He said, well, I was gonna go on OP Skins and you pick out a knife. But surprisingly, he didn't do that. He actually sent me a screenshot of his OP Skins cart with 3 different knives in them. One of them was a $5 profit in my end, one of them was like a $6-7 profit, and then one of them was a $20 profit on my end. And $20, that's pretty good. I even said, like, dude, if you're gonna offer me a $20 profit, hell yeah, I'm gonna take it. So I went ahead and told him that, and they said, okay, I'll be back in a little bit. This is normally the point where the scammer will go ahead and say, okay, send me the knife so I make sure you're not trolling me and I don't buy this knife, because I don't want to buy a knife and have you not trade me, which is a very legitimate reason. But it's pretty stupid, because anyone can add an item to their OP Skins cart. It really doesn't make sense. You can go ahead, add an item to your cart. Oh, I'm gonna buy it. That you trade them your knife, and then they go ahead, remove it from their cart, and block you on Steam, and there's nothing you can do about it. You got scammed, bro. But he actually went a step further. He didn't even do that, and this is the one thing that I've never seen a scammer do. What he did was he actually went ahead and bought the knife. He sent me another screenshot of him about to trade the knife to an OP Skins bot. And that was what caught me off guard, because I've never seen a scammer person do that. So I was a little bit surprised by that. However, another pro tip here. If they do send you a screenshot of the OP Skins bot about to trade them the knife, all they need to do is click accept and confirm. They can still return the knife to OP Skins. OP Skins has a policy where you have a few hours, I think it is, to trade the knife back to the bot after you've bought the knife. So he could actually go ahead and say that he bought the knife, and he just wants your knife first so he knows you're not trolling him. But basically that's BS, and he can just return the knife at any time. But I didn't let him know that, of course. Trolly Shadow, we like to mess with the scammers, and we want to actually see if they're legit. But I will say that I've never seen that tactic, and I thought, well, maybe he isn't a scammer. Maybe he actually is serious about wanting to trade with me. So shortly after that, he went ahead and asked me if I know how to do a counter offer trade, which is the dumbest scammer attempt in the world. Basically what it does is they say, all right, send me an offer for your knife, and what I'll do is I'll counter your offer with my knife. Now this really is pointless, because if they're really legit, why don't they just have the knife in their inventory and you trade your knife for their knife? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It does not make a lot of sense, in my opinion. And I went ahead and told him this. I said, why don't you just go ahead and accept the knife from the bot and I'll trade you then? He said, no, I need to make sure that you're legit. And this is the other thing. I told him, dude, it's a $20 profit in my favor. Why on earth would I pass this up? It's stupid not to. And he said, no, I need to get your knife first. And basically, we went on with this whole thing for a good hour. Now, for the first like 20 minutes, I was very polite about it. I said, I'm not trying to say you're a scammer, man, but this is a pretty fishy sort of act to pull. Like, you know, why don't you just accept the knife from the bot and I'll trade you? I mean, it's fair game. That way, I know I'm getting a knife and you know you're getting a knife. He did not want that. We kept going back and forth. I kept saying, dude, I'm not going to accept the offer because you could very much as well just block me the second that you get my knife. And he said, I wouldn't do that. I promise you I wouldn't do that. And I told him, like, why would I trust you? You're a person that I met on the internet. I haven't even known you for 45 minutes. Why the heck would I trust you with your word? And so this is when the whole dispute went completely south, and what honestly gives this guy the nomination for the dumbest scammer of all time. So I'll post a screenshot right here. He literally says, dude, let me explain to you what I mean. And the very next post was 10 to 15 generic responses, which basically all mean, dude, you can trust me, I'm a legit trader. And they all sort of had that same theme to them. And you can go ahead and check out every single one of these comments right here. Every single one of them basically legitimizes him as a legit trader, and you can trade him. And they were all spaced out. They were all like spaced out in a format which you would copy and paste to someone. So I freaking laughed so loud when I saw this. I was like, dude, he literally just sent me every single one of his counter replies. I was losing it right there on the couch. I could not believe he just did that. Now, partly out of impulse and partly out of just laughing my ass off right there on the chair, I send him a reply. I just call him out. I'm like, dude, you literally send me all the replies if someone was a little bit uneasy about the trade. You literally sent me all of your reassurance replies. You literally sent them all to me. And he replies to me and says, no, this is one of my old trade buddies. This is someone that I tried to trade to, but he ended up scamming me. So he's trying to guilt trip me now and sort of make me feel for him, basically, and make me sort of feel bad for sort of accusing him, I guess you could say. Number 3, if you're going to be a professional scammer, do not do what this guy just did. What he did was he actually sent me the profile link to the person who he said trolled him. Now, basically what happened this is what he told me, at least. He told me that he went ahead, agreed to trade with this guy for his knife. He went ahead, got a knife off of OP Skins. I guess he said it was like $100 knife, which is almost what he's doing with me right now. He got a $100 knife, and the guy pulled out at the last minute, said, lol, nope, not doing it, and basically trolled him, and now he's stuck with a $100 knife. That's what this scammer guy that I'm talking to right now, that's what he tells me. So the first thing that I do is I go to this guy's profile, I go to his inventory, he has nothing but cases and crap skins. Then I go to his friends list, and I see there's one mutual friend, and I click on that mutual friend, and it's the guy who's trying to scam me. So this dude still has him added. Why would you be friends with the person who tried to troll you? It doesn't make any sense. If anything, it would make you want to kill them, make you hate him, make you not like him at all. And that's exactly what I push this guy who's trying to scam me right now. That's exactly what I told him. So I go to this dude's profile and I wait a couple minutes, and then I start playing the empathy role. I start saying, wow, it really sucks that he scammed you, man. He's like, yeah, I know, it really sucks. And then so I start saying, oh man, if someone did this to me, I would hate them. I wouldn't like him at all. And so then he said, yeah, man, I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate people who do that. And then I asked him, why are you still friends with him? And then he sort of like took a minute. There was a little pause there, a little hesitation. And so then he replies, oh, I want to stay friends with him, so I make sure he gets banned or he gets like in trouble for what he did. Okay, first of all, the Valve sort of system of security doesn't work anyway. It's bullcrap, okay? They don't do anything there anymore because people started abusing the system. So why would Valve help the people who are abusing their system, firstly? Secondly, Why would he even stay on your friends list? The first thing that happens when someone gets scammed, by the way, is the person who had scammed them will ban them. They will private them. They will remove them from the profile. They will block them out completely. That's the first thing that a scammer will do. Why would a person who trolled or scammed this dude who's trying to scam me, why would he keep him on his friends list? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so let's continue. So anyway, I start saying that, and then a light bulb goes off in my head. A little light bulb there. And I decide that the scammer is going to become the scam today. The scammer is going to become the scammed. And I don't know. I felt pretty devious about this next one. So basically, I told the guy, listen, man, I feel really bad about keeping you up this long. It's been like an hour at this point. I feel really bad for keeping you up this long away from everything else in life. I feel really bad. I want to get this trade over with. I just really want that knife. So I reinforce the point that I really want that knife, which sort of makes him think that I'm going to act rashly. So he says, yeah, man, I just want to do the trade. It's no problem, bro. He sends me a little smiley face. How adorable. So anyway, I tell him, hey, man, is there one thing that you could do just to humor me? Just one quick little thing just to make sure that I know you're legit. He says, yeah, sure, man. What is it? So basically, I tell him that there's a whole system of interpreting whether someone is able to trade, first of all. This is actually called Steam authentication or trade ban, but I made this up. I totally made this up. I made it up like some sort of like Valve certified authenticator. And I told him it was some extra app you had to get or whatever. And I just want to make sure that he was even able to trade me the knife. And I basically told him, look, I'm not going to trade you my knife until I know that you'll be able to trade me back in the first place. Because he might plead, oh, I don't know what happened. It's just I can't trade you the knife or whatever. He might plead that. So I basically told him, if you could do this one really quick thing for me, then we would get this knife. I would have, in no hesitation, I would trade you my knife, which I'm never going to do in the beginning. So being as this slimy little snake is saying right now, he's like, ooh, I'm going to get a knife, man. I'm going to trade this guy. So he goes ahead and says, sure, man, what do you want? I said, okay, so open up a live trade real quick. So he opens up the live trade. I go into trade with him. I say, okay, add one of your cases real quick. I'll add one of mine. So he adds one of his cases and he asks, now what? And so I said, okay, now add 4. And he adds 4 and he's like, lol, what are you doing? I said, no, just trust me. I said, add 4. Okay, he adds 4. And the next thing I say is add 8 of them. Make it a total of 8 cases in the trade. So he goes ahead and adds those. He said, what do you mean? What are you trying to do? Like, and so I said, basically, I explained this BS method of how the Valve certified authenticator will detect whether or not you're able to trade a value of $50 or a max of 8 items. So I told him to go ahead and pretty much add every item into his inventory into that trade, and he went ahead and he added every single case, every single crap skin that he had in his inventory into that trade. And so he started saying, lol, what are you doing, man? I'm not going to trade you this. I said, dude, listen, man. I want to do this trade. I really do. Winky face. I really want to do this trade. But I want assurance that you're actually going to be able to trade with me once this is over. The second that you do this for me, I will immediately trade with you, which I'm not really going to do in the first place. So I say this. I say, listen, man, I will trade with you immediately if you do this. He says, okay. So he goes ahead. I go ahead and accept the trade, and he accepts the trade. He accepts the trade to trade me like 30-something cases. I don't even know how much it was. There was a lot of cases in his inventory. 30-something cases for my one case. And he goes ahead, and I go ahead and accept it on my mobile authenticator, and he almost does it, guys. I almost got away with taking all of his cases out of his inventory. I swear it was so close. But then he said, no, you add your knife into the trade, and then I'll accept the case trade. So basically, I told him, like, no, I can't do the knife yet. I have to make sure that you're able to trade first. That's not how this works, man. He said, no, trade. And then this is when he just started mumbling the same 4 lines over and over. It went something like, listen, man, you want trade or not? Listen, man, I'm legit trader. You can trust me. Listen, man, I'm not trading cases. Lol, what do you mean? Like, literally, it was the same things he kept replying to me over and over and over again. I kept telling him that I'm not going to do this until he does his trade. And by this time, it's like midnight, 12:30, somewhere between there. I'm tired. I'm now typing in just gibberish. I'm misspelling every other word, and he's getting tired of typing too, I can tell, because he's just doing little responses and maybe even sending me his copy-paste pre-made replies of assurance. Oh my god. So we're winding down. The steam is running out. This guy's getting tired of getting messed with. I'm getting tired of getting messed with. And basically, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, look, dude, I have school tomorrow. I am tired. I want to do this trade, but for whatever reason, you're holding out on 20 cents of value worth of cases. Can you please just do this for me, and we can get on our way, and I can get some sleep, and you can have yourself a factory new tiger tooth. And this dude keeps saying the same old thing. I said, listen, man, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm getting off. And then he does what no other desperate scammer wanting a free skin would do. He calls me on Steam. Like, come on, man. He calls me on Steam. No, I've never had a scammer do this in my life. Of all the time I've been attempted to be scammed, never has a scammer called me in real life. It blew my mind. So each one was like, can we talk? I said, no, Mike's in the other room. I'm doing off a laptop, but he never suspects a thing. You know, I only have a factory new tiger tooth. It's not like I take Counter-Strike seriously and have a headset. But anyway, you have a mic, man? No. And so I went ahead and disabled my mic just to make sure he couldn't hear me. He calls me, and we go back and forth more and more and more. And then eventually I end up calling it quits. And I recorded the rest of this on my phone. So I'll just include this right here.
Hello, do you hear me?
He straight up hung up the call. Go ahead and report this guy. Report Ivory. This guy's profile picture, Connor Hughes. Yeah, attempted straight scam. I've said, Jesus. And unfriend and block. Gone. Yep. So, recorded literally the entire conversation. He even went to the links to call me on Steam. I hear children screaming in the background and everything. This dude calls me at 1 o'clock in the morning to try and explain his position as to why he won't trade 20 cents worth of cases to me. But anyway, that's about it. He's a scammer. I got him. Got all of our conversations captured. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, please give a like, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.